In times beyond memory, people fought for their lives in a world where monsters and magicians held sway in places of power and mystery. In those days, heroic adventurers went forth on perilous journeys to prove their courage against their foes in battles to the death. They were called Sorcerian. Welcome to Tran Wins Sorcerian. This is a game I played a long time ago. Actually, this game holds a special memory for me. I had lost a pet when I was younger, and one of the things my parents did for me, they got me this game, just to try to make me feel better. On the same day they broke the news to me, and I didn't know what to do. They gave me a new pet that I held while the game intro ran, and I just didn't really know if I didn't know what to do at this point. And games are, I guess, a form of escapism. So Sorcerian. This is the PC version. There's actually a lot of more sophisticated versions out there, but I believe they're all in Japanese. I've tried to look for them. I even set up BlueStacks on this computer to see if I could buy the iOS version so I could run it on this machine for $30. $30 for a mobile game, I guess. But I mean, I think it's just like this, because it's way more advanced. So that phone is probably more advanced than many of the computers that ran this game back in the day. So in this game, I'm just going to go ahead and start off by saying there is actually a very good Let's Play done by someone. I think his name's X Mortis, and it's got a text webpage on a website. I'm afraid I don't remember the name of the website, which then references the video series. So he's got a video series as well as a text selection of it. It's very good, and he actually imposes remastered music over the gameplay, which is a nice touch, so you don't have to hear the same songs as much. So it's probably going to be better than what I'll be able to give you, but at least I'll be able to show you what it will look like to dominate this game. I hope. So these are the default characters here. I'm not going to use them, however. I mean, I could. I really thought about using them, but I figured I might as well go with my unimaginative trend of using characters from other games I played. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and disband the party. So organized parties format, disband is get rid of it. If you're familiar with the old TSR Goldbox game, that's pretty much that. Then I'm going to delete them. Now they're still in load characters file 1 if I ever need them back. That's essentially your save file. So I'm going to go and create a character. I already wrote out the names. It's just a little hard to type for some reason. It just doesn't accept every key press I do. So we're going to have Bolo, the veiled dwarf. Bonus of 4. Let's scratch that. Let's try it again. Bonus of 5. I think 5 might be the highest I can get. It shouldn't actually matter that much, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that anyways. I'm going to give him some karma. Now you'll see that my bonus is increasing as I age him every 4 years. If he were a different race, the age requirement would be different per bonus point. And then suddenly he reaches middle age here. Now, I tried sketching a rough outline of what I wanted to accomplish. So it says here that I want to be 13 years away from old age. So this is 4 years away from old age. 8, 12, 16. So we'll say here. Whoops. I can also deduct points from the base value. So this 8, I'll get a bonus point here. So I'll take away 2 points to get to 15. I'm not going to do that, however. If I did this right, he should be able to be a horse trainer. He is middle-aged, which is actually what you need. So I hadn't planned that out. I was about to plan that out, but I was using my valuable recording time just doing all these plans, and I think I really need to record instead. It might not be as awesome of a start as I wanted, but I do need to get this rolling. Okay, so I talked about jobs just a minute ago. So we can look here, and this is all the jobs he can have in addition to his class. This class is his main role. The job basically allows you to have a different stat bonus and malice every year. So farmer, he'll get +1 vitality every year. Period. Blacksmith, he should get an extra intelligence every year. Now you'll see the annual income at the top. You get experience minus from 60 added to your GP. So for example, this is 9 GP. So to get to 60, I would need 51 experience. So that's what it would be if I had 0 karma. You get less gold the more karma you have. Alright. So I don't see shoemaker as being available, but alright. Now if blacksmith is correct, let me actually make a save. Save how I want. So if blacksmith is correct, I will go from -1 intelligence there to 0. Now the number on the right, the grayed out number, that tells you what your current value is, both after accounting for stats. The number on the left counts what your natural attributes are before any effects. If there's ever a jump in the music, it meant that I had to go AFK. Alright, so now let's advance time and see what happens. He lost 2 dexterity, but he got 1 intelligence. That's another thing, is your characters, the net growth of your job will always be 1. So how did he lose 2 dexterity? Let me see here. What's blacksmith again? Oh, okay. He would have gained 2 vitality in addition to his intelligence. So he'd get 1 intelligence and 2 vitality for a total of 3 stat points. And then he would lose 2 dexterity for a total of 1 stat point. So let's recreate Bobo. So even though I'm only getting 1 point here, I might as well. Now, your stats can actually go higher than 10, it's just that you need more levels to do so. So let's try this. Alright, save, advance. Yes, so now he will have... now he's at max vitality, and he's got positive intelligence. Alright, so Bobo's been created, and with this, with him being a blacksmith, he'll get 2 vitality, 1 intelligence, and lose 2 dexterity in the next year. That'll be a total net gain in attributes of 1. I haven't planned past his first year though, so I might want to have, maybe I should have considered giving him more vitality deduction so he can get it. I don't know. Like, vitality is pretty easy for him to get, so I'll have to think about that. If I level him up though, then he can gain more attributes. Let's go and create the next character. So that's Bobo, and he's going to be from Super Dungeon Tactics. You'll see that she hits middle age much sooner than the dwarves do. And her max age is right there before she can get old. So when she hits 60, she'll be old. So I need, again, 13 years. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. There we go. Now these are not optimal stats for her fighting. I'm just trying to plan out the majority stats for the long run. Though I don't think it'll matter too much given I'm planning on hitting them with Rejuvenate out the wazoo later. I'll explain that in a bit here. So if you take a look at Avdeling, you see that her age is 46, and that's as far as I can get her minus 14 from old age. Whereas the dwarf, of course, dwarves live much longer. Now the problem here is that when they reach old age, I think they start having random stat fluctuations towards you know, losing it, in addition to the occupation changes. However, if a character dies in combat during old age and stays dead for 20 years, when you revive them, they will be immortal. Now, that was never something I discovered, but when I looked up the game later, that was something I read about. So I wanted to make you a singer. Alright, the next character will be Sorella. I tried to pick some iconic characters. Like Lanza, as much as I used him, he didn't really visually strike out as much as, say, like he was pretty similar to like Jaeger. Yeah, so I had like Sorella was always a constant in the party. Avdeling was a chevalier, and I never really used her much, but she definitely stood out between all the knights types I had. Like Bedanfala looked a lot like the other knights I had. Alright, so this is another positive 5 bonus, so I'm kind of unfortunate on that. Now wizards they age just like fighters. And finally, we've got Glimmen. Because I don't really have any other options for elves. Hey, another 5. You'll notice that the elf ages much more rapidly. She's gonna be super ancient. Like, when I rejuvenate her, her stats will be like rock bottom, I imagine. I've never made immortal characters actually, so this will be a first for me. Okay, I'm gonna make a save file 9. So now let's visit the town. Once you've created your party, you have to pick each character who goes to town. Unfortunately, this is a little slow doing so. I could understand if they expect you to like share characters between the whole family, which may be the whole point of having a character file. You can have up to 10 characters created, but only 4 in any given party. First thing you should do is... Hold on. The music's a little odd. Let me see if I can fix that. It seems to do that in town. There's no more humming. I apologize for that. We'll probably encounter that from time to time, but I probably won't show you the town very much. Alright, so Bobo, he's going to spend his initial money on equipment. You cannot enter a party without having the most basic of equipment, which is a weapon, an armor, and a shield for fighter types, and staves, robes, and rings for magic types. If you try to buy the wrong type...
A dwarf has no need of a staff.
So you gotta buy the right thing. Now, I'm gonna buy 2 more sets of armor, because it's gonna give me a little bit of extra cash when I enter the dungeon. You should pray every time if you plan on ever dying. Yeah, all this is too expensive for me to buy. So every time you come back from a dungeon, anything you bring back, you can sell for much more if it's in your character's inventory. The weapon shop is your items and equipment. Magician introduces the really complex magic system in the game. There's 120 spells, they're almost all pretty much the same. Herbalists can use up the items you find in the battlefield, temples for resurrection, Elder's House is for identification, the throne room is for leveling up, elves require more experience to level up than anyone else. The training field spends years of your character's lives to develop new skills, which we'll go to after we get some money. We don't have enough money. And the musician guild's just your, you know, that's your music box. It's going to continue arming the rest of our team. There's 2 inventory slots in reserve, plus a potion reserve slot. Let's go and organize the party, and then make another save. So I can't view characters anymore, but I can view the party, and this is my party. So they're all kind of elderly. They're middle-aged, to be specific. Now, there's 1 through 3 scenarios to play. Scenarios 1, map 1, is the easiest. Scenario 2, map 1, is again also in the same difficulty level. So this requires 5 stats. 5 vitality to break down the doors or go through any door. This requires 10 vitality, 15 vitality, 20 vitality, and 25 vitality. Same thing for the next scenario. So so what I'll be doing is, we call this 1-1. I'll be doing 2-1 after this. So this is Stolen Scepter, and then I'll do Scenario 2 and Master of the Dark March and so forth. So the Stolen Scepter. The Royal Scepter has been stolen by monsters and taken underground. Without its magic powers, the kingdom is powerless against its enemies. Recover the scepter from the... I'm gonna say orcs on this, okay? Orcs, and return it to the king. Alright, so pressing up will make you jump, and also collect items or interact with things. So this door, I cannot open it because it's just locked. So if you're playing along, or you played Sorceria, you'll notice that my characters are actually a little bit Sorcerian. I keep saying Sorceria because back in DOS days, you're limited to 8 characters. Because my characters will look a little different than what you're used to. Because my guys are middle-aged. You can generally find herbs on the far corners of any map. That weird sound was me swinging my weapons. Now, little creatures will drop from these rooms here, and we can slaughter them all. I'll use magic because it's quiet. There we go. So after you kill everything, you get a small amount of XP. Nothing to write home about. Let's see here. So this is my inventory. Well, you can get there by hitting E. You can get to this by hitting I. So I've accumulated 8 XP. I don't actually get any XP until I've cleared out an entire room. So I got another 8. So let's go ahead and move on. Now there's a crystal over here, and I'm getting stabbed to death, so I'm going to hop on out. So those are some skeletons over there. Again, you are generally just better off running through all the monsters. Now when you pass through this bridge the first time, you'll want to activate this torch by just dropping down here and jumping up. The little thump you heard, that was this door appearing downstairs. We'll get there later. When you see me press against the wall like that, that's me looking for herbs. If you need to heal, you can just stay still. I believe you can also... I'm assuming it's the crystal ring. Yeah, it's draining my hit points to make more... Or it's draining my magic points to give me more hit points. The cane offers flame, the robe offers that little weird shield thing. And over here, I believe I can't do anything until I find a jewel. Let's take a look. First, make sure there's no herbs. Yeah. You see a huge blue statue. It looks like a demon. The statue is holding out its hands as if to hold something. Well, I don't have a jewel, so I can't give it anything. Until I give it a jewel, it's sealed. This door right here is sealed. I'll need to collect that little blue ball every now and then to open up more doors. So So this is the extent of combat. So don't expect too much from the combat system. That's not where this game is complex and interesting. it follows the. You see a switch made of rock mounted high up on the wall, just like many other Sierra tiles. Even though this wasn't like made by Sierra, but even like just like other Sierra tiles, this game has like a bunch of puzzles, and not all of them make sense. When you touch the switch, the room begins to glow strangely. And so if I interact with these little holes here, I'll begin a new fight. So let's go ahead and interact with the hole. You can only kill the rats when they jump. There we go. Now that hole I passed is actually another entrance. You see a jar in the wall. There's a small amount of water in it. You take the jar with water. Now, unlike most players, my wizards can actually be swinging their staves while I'm casting magic. The reason I say unlike most players is because most players will have a negative strength stat for their wizards. And you can't cast magic with a negative intelligence stat, and you can't swing weapons with a negative strength stat. 50 XP! Now, I only needed like 50 XP to level, so that by itself was enough for one level. I believe this room would drop rocks on my head. So look, keep your eyes set upstairs. It's either bats or rocks. We'll see. Bats. It's not really worth it to kill mini monsters, but since this is the first episode, I might as well just show you. Now, there will be some times where you need to defeat all the monsters to progress the story. Just keep that in mind. 1-2, mission 1-2. Oh damn! I'm sorry. I wasn't reading that for everybody. I put in the crystals I found. I put them in both jars, and I heard the sound of water rushing nearby. So this room, I can now enter, and of course I can't do anything with it yet. You see a switch made of stone high up on the wall. You see a jar set into a niche in the wall. It is empty. You pour the water into the empty jar. You can hear the sound of something moving around nearby. There's a small amount of water in the jar. So now there's a demon, but I do not have a jewel. You see a huge blue statue of a demon. Its hands are cupped as though to hold something. If I'm swinging, it's because I couldn't remember which button attacks. I'm using Z and X to play the game, which is not something that I would have thought of when I originally played this. For some reason I started pressing Z and X to maneuver the menu around when I was testing things out. That door shuts, which means I'm not able to go back through it. So if you ever walk away from a door, walk through a door and it just shuts behind you. That's what it means. So many of these areas will look the same. It's best not to think of this as an actual RPG. It's best not to think of this as like an RPG where you... I don't know. It's really best to think of this as a puzzle game with RPG mechanics. So now I gotta figure out what else I can do at this point. Ah, here we go. So here's Goran. His exit speech as you leave, that's kind of something as a popular saying in the Sorcerian community? I don't know.
I am glad to see you here, traveler. My name is Goran. I came to recover the scepter that the Ouks stole, but I injured my leg.
I did say I was going to call them orcs, but I figured I'll just say Ook. It's a little weird, but I'll just say Ook.
I didn't find the scepter, and now it looks like I'll be here for a while. You seem to be a brave person. I would like to ask a favor of you. Will you try to get the king's scepter away from the Ouks?
Oh, come on, you can't even consistently spell O-O-K or O-U-K?
If you need help, come back and I'll give you more information. Did you see the demon statue in the room with drops of acid? Did you notice his hands are empty? Find a jewel to put in his hand. This will open a door that used to be magically sealed. Go now. But be careful!
Did I get the blue ball back? Yeah, good. The cave grows narrower and narrower. This is as far as you can go. There seems to be a trap set to fall when someone moves. You can't actually proceed through that until you finish the rest of the thing. So here's the jewel. If I remember right, this thing has a trap, but I don't think it's a dangerous trap. However, I'm still going to save. So if you hit F1, you'll see all the options. So I can save my adventure at any point, and I can load at any point. So let's try. Memory loss trap. However, Bobo got away quickly. Good job, Bobo. The reason why it's... Oh, come on. There we go. The reason why it's not an issue is because right now your characters don't have any skills when they come here for the first time. Probably one of the first skills you get is trap disabling skill. It's called trap knowledge. So now I have the jewel, and now I should find where those demon statues are and do all the demon things. So here he's dropping rocks. You notice that only certain things speed up. So like those earlier monsters didn't speed up, but my attack sped up. So in a way you could use this to really game the system. Get through the door! So you see that they're not actually moving very fast. So now I need to find the blue statue. Any of those blue statues. If I can just fit through the door. That's the problem with going at super high speeds. Okay, let's start with this one. You won a battle and gain 240 experience points. That was our boss monster for this level. There's always a boss monster. That's the whole point of that room. When you put the jewel in his hands, you hear a sound like rocks sliding. Alright, that's all I really needed. I think you can turn on these torches if you jump in front of them. No, I guess not. Never mind, they just turn off when the acid hits them. It's a nice effect. Alright, so now I need to go back. I think I need to go back all the way through the tunnels again and end up where I warp
to where those rocks were blocking the way. So this is it. So now I can navigate through this. So those are the big bad guys. I have received the Scepter. Now the Scepter can be returned to the king. You should, so that you get the experience points for it. But if you don't, it is an item with 1 Mercury and 1 Venus attribute on it. Now, your gods, they add stats to your equipment. So something with like a Mars stat adds strength to your equipment, and with enough combination of gods onto it, you can cast spells. You see a large wooden chest, but it appears to be empty. Wait, when you look at the bottom carefully, you see where it opens. When you open it, you see a golden sword and some herbs lying inside. You receive the long sword. I know that there's Goron's axe, but I wasn't sure if there was actually something behind the Hydra. I thought there was, but generally there's something behind the boss. Let's claim this so you can sell that. Or keep it, whichever. Can't do either if I don't take it with me. This one Goron? Yeah, this one's Goron. You recovered the scepter, stolen scepter from the Ouks? That's wonderful. I'm sure the king will want to reward you for your bravery. You should take it to him right away. Don't worry about me. My leg is almost completely well now. I'll be back in town soon. Go now. You notice he doesn't say but be careful this time. That's because there's no more monsters. Let's see if he's left yet. Nope. How about now? I don't know what triggers him to leave. Yeah. So let's load, and I'll end up right over here. Now, the save is particular to the area. What I mean by that is, if I come back here with a different party or a different character set, so let's say I age 3 years or something, and I'll run 3 adventures, I come back here and load the game. Well, that will just end up loading this save. Alright, so maybe Goron has left now. Generally, when you complete a map, loot appears. You just have to search for it. You know you've completed a map when monsters stop appearing. You have found the Goron's axe. Let's take a look at my gear. And so if I give this scepter, this is 200 XP. So I can either keep it for an item, again, a weak item, or I can give it for XP. Now, I would like to keep everything I ever get, but there's too much treasure and not enough inventory space. There's no vault. You can only have 2 items in reserve, so you've got to actually start selling your crap. I can't hoard items as much as I do in other games. And it never occurred to me that like even in this game, I don't think it ever occurred to me like to hold on to items. I don't know why. So yeah, let's make a save here in case I fall. There we go. You are a brave one. You have brought back the scepter. Do you want to give it to the king? Yes. Brave one, receive a reward of gold from your king. Okay. So every 10 XP becomes 1 gold. So anyways. Now, generally when you divide items, it goes straight to the first guy of that appropriate class to use it. So for example, Goron's axe can only be used by Bobo and Abdeling. If they had inventory space, it would first go to Bobo, and then the next item, like the longsword, would go to Abdeling. Or if I divvied up the sword first, it would go to Bobo. Goron's axe has 3 Mars, and is not yet magical. We're gonna give it to the dwarf just to be racist. Let's sell his axe. And you'll notice, remember I bought this for like 9 gold. I'm selling it now for 160. In fact, let me show you something. I'm selling this other sword. Now, if I wanted to sell this longsword, it's 25 gold. Now watch what happens when I give to Abdeling. It's 1,275 gold. You'll notice all the items do that, so you should try to divvy everything that you can. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unequip all this stuff off of them. Now, they're going to end up being dropped out of the party automatically because they don't have gear. And then they'll get the occupation bonus for the year because they technically were not allowed to adventure.
Okay. Thought I returned the scepter. Did I hit no? Or is this a different scepter, or what? So you see this is the default team. So I'm now load. And you'll see that it's this army. You're a brave one. You have brought back the scepter. Do you want to give it to the king? Yes. I shall increase your XP. I did that before, I thought. Okay. Maybe the button I hit for Z or X canceled. And then I should hit enter to be sure next time. So now I have 560 XP. So I'm gonna get 56 gold. Alright, so that's what I needed to do. Alright, let's do this. Let's divvy everything up quickly now. So see the 71 gold at the top left right there? At the end of this journey, if I didn't do that, I would be dividing 76 gold between my whole party. So I want you to imagine how poor my guys would be if I didn't do that. So we'll see here that their stats all changed. I'm going to go to the town right now, and I'm going to look at the occupations, do that off screen. But for now, I'm going to go to the town to show you how normal restock at the town looks like. Every time you return from venture, there is this weird graphical glitch. You can see where the names are. That's just a menu. Oops, he doesn't need an axe. He's already got... I want to make sure that their equipment is exactly... Yeah, so he's completely ready to go. I think still is the most expensive one. Resurrect is not even as... Yeah, it's still. So I'll bring this along. Just so I can sell it when I come back. If you confess and donate, you'll get 1 karma if your karma is negative. Hello, King. You are now ready to advance. Your hit points can now be as high as 200. Your abilities can now be as high as 15. You must have 197 more experience points to move to the next level. Come back when you have gained those points. Your experience is also determined by how much karma you have. Dwarves and elves require more experience to level than humans do. You just have the blue ball, right? Yeah. That counts as her ring slot. Prices in town and how long things take to enchant are also determined by your karma. I'm not sure the dwarf prayed. Or I'm not sure Avdeling prayed. I need to come back with her. Alright, so my characters are all geared up. Sorella does not have as much karma as others, so I'll actually need to give her more karma. But I'll work on planning that out. If I had spent more time, I probably would have maxed out her karma or planned it out better. But I knew that she could get karma as a female wizard. Anyways, you'll see that the max 20 in bottom right of her attributes. That's as high as she can go because of her level. Whereas this guy, he can only get 15. Alright, so that's basically it. That was the first adventure. Thank you very much for joining me on this adventure in Sorceria. I'll see you next time.